Hey, it's Julian. It is July 20th. I just took my 21st tea shot, so I'm a week past 5 months on tea. Few updates. I'm starting to see the peach fuzz right here is starting to get really long, and it's not like just, me hoping. It's like I see a few little ones just shooting out there, just standing alone. So it's like a patch here, a patch here, a few tiny little chin hairs that are getting confidence, and then like the edges of a mustache right here. So, if only these areas grow, I'm going to be totally screwed because that's going to look so weird. But what I'm hoping to do, I'm actually going to do it after this video, is I'm going to try to shave just to like, you know how it's like when you shave a spot, like the hairs come back angrier? So I'm hoping that will happen here. I have to say, like, I don't feel like a beard is necessary for me, especially since most of my icons, like, throughout my life, haven't really had facial hair, like Gerard Way, Jack White, those are just a few. So it's not necessary, but on the other hand, if I start developing something of a beard, then the misgendering is gonna, like, diminish some. Getting pretty sick of that. Yeah, also to add on to that, it's like, I'm getting really sick of keeping my legal name. So I'm looking into getting that changed, even though my license isn't like, I don't have to, get a new license for quite a while. Like, I think sometime this year, towards the end of the year. But just, I don't know. It's funny because it's quarantine, so it's not even like I go out that much, but just like the few times it's like going to the doctors, going to the dentist, going for eye exams, calling like the credit union, all these different things are just getting really annoying. Like, I'm kind of sick of them. It's just, I'm also just like, it's gonna, like, it'll be exciting, but it's like, then I have to call all these different agencies. It's probably not as big a deal as it seems, like, just written down, but it's like, I gotta go let the DMV know, though, of course, like, I would need a new license anyways, and it's like, I don't know, I think I have to get a new social security number. I think that's what they said. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I don't know. Don't take my word on that. I forget what it is, but it just, it seems kind of annoying. Whereas, like, if you get married and you change your last name from your maiden name, it's not this whole ugly process, or so I've been told. I don't think as many people would change their maiden name if it was this, like, laborious, so. Let's see. Other things. So, my voice. It might actually be a little bit lower. One thing I'll tell you, oh my god. So, I've said it before, I love singing. I've sung in a band. Like, it's just a huge passion of mine. So, I was thinking, like, once my voice started changing and I realized that my range was really limited, I was like, oh, well, vocal cords are a muscle. I'll just stretch them till I get back to my normal range. And, like, I'm sure that's true. I don't see why your voice changing would permanently limit your range forever. But there's probably a smart way to do that. There's probably a way online where they tell you what to do to nicely increase your range. I, instead, an amateur, was like, oh, I'm just gonna sing the notes that I want to sing, and I'm gonna force that note out of my vocal cords. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go, ah! And, like, I did that a lot, and it did not go well, because I really did it a lot. I was like, okay, I'm getting there. And my range did start to expand, but the thing is, I'd get to a point where my vocal cords would just, like, it almost felt like they were slamming against the front of my throat. It's probably not what was happening, but that's how it felt. And, like, they would get to a point where they felt so strained and tired, I just could not sing anymore, even if I wanted to. Like, it was like work. It was a lot of work. I mean, it's kind of like lifting something in your arm, but it definitely didn't feel like good, like, oh, I'm stretching my muscles. It felt like something is wrong here. even now they feel kind of tired. I've actually taken 2 or 3 days of trying not to really speak and just drinking tea. Yeah, I just like, maybe I'm being dramatic, but I hope I don't have like, I forget what they're called, like cysts or something on my vocal cords, like singers can get. Like I know Adele has gotten them, and I think Steven Tyler. I mean, maybe that's because it's longer term of pushing your vocal cords to the limit, so probably I don't have that, but I've definitely screwed something up here. So that's worrying, but just a cautionary tale. Hopefully I'll get over it. Yeah, even as I'm speaking now, because I didn't even really speak yesterday. Like, oh, it just feels so tired. But also I can definitely feel more of an Adam's apple now, which is exciting. Okay, another thing, I'll just address something a little more personal just because I know, like, not that many videos are out about it and people need to know. So again, I'll issue the same disclaimer. If you're my family, friends, and acquaintance, anyone who knows me in, like, real life past YouTube, please do not go on. That would be a breach of trust and you'd be disrespecting me. For other people who think they might be trans and want to learn more, or I mean, I guess in general, if you just want to learn more, though this isn't as important if you're not trans. But I just want to talk about more personal details. So, regarding bottom growth, again, it is the first thing that happens in the transition, which is really unfortunate, because if you start transitioning and you're like, ugh, this isn't for me, then you're stuck with that. But I mean, it's not that big a difference at first. It's just like maybe a little sensitivity down there, but then it goes away. I will say I never felt super uncomfortable with the growth. Like, it was never like, it's not like it really rubbed against my clothing a lot. Like, I think I mean, I don't know, you might have to change the way that you sit a little bit. It wasn't that big a deal to me, and it wasn't super sensitive, even at first. Maybe for like the first 2 or 3 days. And what I had always thought was, when people talk about length, I thought it was like, just, oh, like it just gets longer. That's it. Of course that's uncomfortable. If you have this little thin worm, okay, not to sound gross or anything, but it's getting bigger, it's like, of course that's going to be uncomfortable. It's not really that. I'll just put it this way. It's like when Mario, like, from, you know, the Mario Kart games or whatever, when he jumps up and punches a brick and then he grows in size. It's not length, it's not width, it's like both. It's like girth. On one hand, it's kind of like, oh, I look slightly more male, I guess that's cool. But I don't know, it's not that big a deal. It's kind of weird. You basically become like intersex because of this. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. Another thing is, like, I'm pretty damn sure that my breasts have shrunk due to testosterone. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily the testosterone, because what's hilarious is testosterone, like, made me gain a lot of weight because your hunger, like, it triggers, you know, I think it's your pituitary gland or your hypothalamus that, sends hormones to tell you when you're hungry. So it basically triggers this hunger signal that's not proportional to your body. Like, if you were naturally producing testosterone, it would make sense, you'd be consuming the right amount. But basically, so I was hungrier than I needed to be, and I was eating as much as I felt that I was hungry. So I gained like 16 pounds. And then I started eating less, mostly because carbs were making me tired. But I started eating less, and then I lost 14 pounds. And then a lot of the testosterone led to more muscle mass. So I've got some muscle mass there. I haven't done anything with it, so it's not really that impressive, but my arms are definitely chunkier, and my calves are fantastic. They're like when I used to do tap dance. Oh, God, I totally lost my train of thought. But no, so maybe I lost weight in my breasts. I don't really know. That could easily be it. Or got shifted from there to my muscles, because testosterone does change fat distribution. I definitely will say I think my hips are narrower too. Like, I've definitely lost some fat from over there, so it's good. I think that is it for updates for today. Thanks for tuning in. As always, leave any questions or comments if you want me to talk about anything else. All right, thanks.